We're rolling.
Jazz tried to call me Russell Brand. Okay, that's what just happened.
Do the accent.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Hold on. It's Charlie XCX. I'm from Essex, love.
That's
where's my cigarettes?
She was talking a second ago, and the way, like, if I would have turned my head this way,
where
I was like, what the fuck? Katy Perry's ex.
Stop.
What the fuck?
All right, it's way too dark for these.
Okay. Reality.
Yeah, seriously, I cannot. Oh my god. Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Hello.
Sing It.
Welcome back to Girly Chronicles.
Yeah. We got new mics, y'all.
Yes. We're big girls. Yes.
So excited. Shout out to our producer.
Whoop, whoop.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Kisses to the chef. Okay. What are we talking about today? Hold on, let me put on.
Guys, we're going to be talking about a whole lot of stuff.
Okay. So, yeah. So, we're going to get a little bit serious. But before we get serious, we're just going to do some, little goofy life updates, right?
Yeah.
So, the first story is on Friday. Me and Jocelyn, we got on the electric scooter to go to CVS, to ride it up to
Where'd
CVS.
you get this electric scooter from?
Jocelyn's dad gave it to her.
Yes.
I guess it was his for a while. I don't know why he gave it to her, but he decided to give it to her. Anyway, so now it's ours.
Oh, okay. So when you originally told this story, is it like a scooter like an old person has, or like a scooter like a moped?
It's in there.
Oh, I don't know why. I was
like,
envisioning like like when old people have scooters that they ride.
A scooter like like one of those bird scooters,
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, okay, it's like
I'm
that.
sorry. I was like, why did they have that old people gear?
No, that's why we fell. Oh, spoiler, but okay, so we were riding, right? And Jocelyn's driving, and I'm holding on to her. And we're going on the sidewalk. And, first we went through some mud patches that, like, we got through.
Yeah.
But this one was, we didn't get through it. It was too deep. And she went through, and she lost control. we, fell. We fell over onto the, kind of in the dirt. And we got a little bit muddy, but not too muddy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I did. Look, I skinned my knee. I skinned my knee, but I fell on top of Jocelyn.
Did you hurt yourself, Joss?
Yeah.
Did she get her knee scraped too?
No, she didn't scrape herself, but because I fell on top of her, I think it kind of hurt. Like, it made her achy. Like, she's sore. Like, it hurt her bones,
Yeah.
But okay, so right as we're this is happening, we fell and everything. A car is passing by, and they saw the whole thing, so they honk. They honk after we fell.
Did you see their reactions?
No, because we were on the ground, getting up, we were right. It was right when it happened. They honked.
You were like, thanks for nothing.
Yeah. They were like, ha ha.
Dang.
Basically, they honked to let us know that they laughed at us, I think.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm paranoid. I have to check. Oh my god, we're recording. I don't know. New system.
Live.
New system.
We're live.
Okay, so yeah, that's the scooter story. Haha, we fell.
Unfortunately, I don't have any updates. It's just the same monotonous routine. Honestly, yeah, there probably is some stuff that's going on that I just forget to jot down.
Like your what about your overall goals? What kind of mindset are you in right now?
Oh, right now I'm bitch, get the fuck serious. Get serious. So I've ordered some stuff. I'm okay, I'm gonna create a posting routine. I want to put myself out there as much as I can. And so I think what my routine kind of is lacking is structure, because I'll get up early. I will be up early to do my shit, and I'll work out and I'll do my journaling and all that stuff. But then by the time I've done 2 things on my fucking to-do list, I'm okay, that's my day. I'm like, girl, you gotta keep going.
Yeah.
You gotta get stuff done.
Yeah.
And it sucks because if I don't like clean on the weekends, then I'm like, okay, save it for next weekend. You know, like, I don't know how people sprucing up throughout the week when they come home where they're like,
no, honestly, I feel you. I love to come home and do absolutely nothing.
Yes.
But some days I am like, no, okay, we should do something.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so it makes sense, like, coming home to pick up clothes, right? But, like, mopping my floor.
Oh, no. I'm not doing that on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
No.
And I'm like, maybe the cleaning would be a lot easier on the weekends if I did do stuff throughout the week. But then I'm like,
okay, like throughout the week, you have to, like, I guess, keep the clutter, you know, organized. And then on the weekends is like your deep clean. Right?
I never do it. I always say, like, when we get home, because we have so much energy. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I have energy to wash dishes.
Right.
So I get home and then I'm like, oh, I can watch this whole podcast. I can watch this whole video. Like, I'll do everything but the things that I'm supposed to do. I'm like, dang, why do I feel like adulting? It's not hard.
You don't watch the podcast or listen to the podcast or whatever, watch your stuff while you're doing the dishes?
I do, but then something happens where, like, I'll be like, oh, this is funny. Like, let me, like, take my phone and sit down for a second. Or, like, the thing that... Yeah, the thing that sucks about cleaning, I feel like, I'll tell my mom, I was like, I'll start in one room, and then I'll walk into another room and I'll start cleaning something over there. Like, before I left, I was washing clothes, and I was like, oh, let me run to the bathroom to get the stuff out of the bathroom. Then I started cleaning the sink. Then I was like, oh, wait, fuck. Like, I'm supposed to be washing clothes. Pick these clothes up, go. So it's like that when I'm cleaning. Like, I have a hard time staying on topic even when I'm supposed to be doing, like, mundane, like, to-do lists. Like,
okay, yeah.
Even if I go into the grocery store, like, there has to be a list, or I'll walk out of there.
To clean, huh?
I'm so serious. Like, people think that I'm being overly dramatic when I'm like, no. Because I was talking to somebody the other day about ADHD. And they were like, no, you just didn't get your ass whooped enough. And I was like, no.
Oh my God.
They did. They whooped me. I just
Trust
still
me,
did my own thing. So I was like, if I go into a grocery store without a list, I'll literally walk out of there with, like, condiments. I'll have like makings for like recipes, but it won't be enough to put like a recipe together.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So I was always walking out of the grocery store with like snacks instead of like real life adult food.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, you need food for recipes, bitch.
Yeah. I know. Making a grocery list is hard.
Yeah. So that's kind of like what is happening. Like, I realize, like, yes, I can get up and do the things. I can get up in enough time, but it's like, are you managing your time well? Like, I'll get up, do my thing for like 2 hours, and then I'm like, okay, break. That was a long time. Like, I need a break.
You get a reward. You get to sit down.
Yeah.
Okay. So we went to lunch today with the girlies.
Whoop,
Jazz. We went with our two friends. Shout out Brie and Alex.
Mwah. We love you guys. We're gonna come back and rescue you guys when we're famous and rich.
Don't worry. We won't forget you whenever we make it big. We're taking you with us. No, yeah, Brie's gonna be our manager.
Yeah, she is. She's gonna be in there negotiating those
What
fucking
did she tell
deals.
you today? She said she told you to make more astrology videos.
Yeah.
She said,
yeah.
She said, Jazz, make more astrology videos. You got a lot of comments.
Yeah, I feel like people are always like, I saw something that said, okay, when you're trying to brand yourself, like, you don't want to think about being like everybody and like doing what everybody's doing as like a trend.
Yeah, that's what I'm really trying to like tell myself. Like, I just need to remain to like really
lean into our uniqueness.
Yeah, be myself, lean into my personality.
Yeah.
And
so I was like, okay, what are the things that I like to talk about?
Right.
Which naturally it's like things that the Southerners don't want to talk about. So so I was like,
basic human rights.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, I want to start talking about things that are like astrology, spirituality, because that is who we are as like people, but I feel like I was scared to post it because I was like, oh my gosh, none of my friends are gonna like this because it's against. I feel like here in the South, and especially if you're like Christian, they look at what we're doing as divination. I think that's what it's called. But it's an evil entity that you're playing with.
Devil.
Yeah.
She's not a Christian.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh my gosh, people are going to look at me differently. Like, I don't want to post. And then when I posted that one video just talking randomly, it did kind of do numbers. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, maybe I shouldn't be scared to post things that make me me.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the thing with the internet. Like, of course, whenever you post something, the people in your real life are going to see it, or they might see it, or, you know, whatever. They can find you on the internet, right?
Yeah.
And that's, like, really the people that you have in your mind, because that's the people that you've been in contact with, right? Yeah. Like, strangers on the internet don't exist because you've never seen them until you, like, put something on the internet and they respond to it. And then you're like, oh, yeah, you guys are here. I think, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so we went to lunch, and, you know, it's always good to catch up with the girls, to have the yap sesh.
Yes. Therapy.
Yeah, seriously, therapy. Yeah, because we had lunch, and, I mean, we have lunch in, like, an hour, you know? It takes an hour to, like, order your food, get your food, eat, yeah. But then we were there for, like, 2-3 hours talking.
Yeah. Just honestly, the conversation is kind of like this, where it just roams. Yeah. And we catch up, like, on what's going on in each other's lives, and then it just kind of rolls, and we're just like, guys, like, you guys don't have anything to do for the next hour, right? And we're just kind of holding each other hostage.
Okay, so this is something that I think about with this podcast, because this is something that, like, other people do.
Yeah.
Is that they will have, like, a paid version of the podcast, like on Patreon or something, where you have to subscribe and, like, pay a monthly fee, you know, $4 or $5, $10, whatever. But obviously behind the paywall, you're going to talk about maybe more, like, details or more real life stuff, you know, basically, like, get into the hot goss, right?
Yeah.
And I've kind of been thinking about doing that for us.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't want to yet, because we're not really, like, big yet, you know?
What would we talk about?
Like, real life stuff.
Like, okay, real life, like, stuff
personal,
with, like, celebrities?
I would say
about
maybe more
shit?
personal stuff, yeah.
Ooh!
I'm not saying we have to. I'm just saying an idea, right? An idea.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I wouldn't mind, but then I wouldn't want people to be like, girl, are you still dating that guy that's cheating on you? I'd be like, when I said that, I thought that it wouldn't make it off the internet.
I didn't think I would see you, like, on the street.
Yeah, what do you mean you're holding me accountable to the things that I said?
Yeah, okay, and I guess, like, we do talk about, like, real world topics, you know, so it's not our personal life. But I don't know, like, because we're new, we're building our brand or whatever, you know, we're building our audience, we're building our platform. We don't really have, like, a brand, like, our us as people, we're not the brand yet. Yet. You know, it's not like Trixie and Katya. Yeah. Or Bob Monet.
I was thinking about that, because
we're not drag queens.
True.
Or internet famous.
Well, honestly, you know what? Okay, Chappell Rowan was saying how, like, she was getting ready for a show, and the way she was getting ready, like, somebody was like, this is art, like, you are a drag queen. We are, like, soulfully, like, we're drag queens.
Baby, you're born naked and the rest is drag.
Yeah.
Mama RuPaul. Okay?
Yeah. But, yeah, I was thinking about, like, how we could brand ourselves, because I have, like, a separate YouTube channel and stuff like that.
You really do your stuff. Me?
Yeah.
Girl.
But the thing
I
is,
have, like, 10 TikToks.
No, but the thing is, like, I was like, okay, I know who it is that I want to be as a brand, like, by myself, but then thinking about, like, okay, how do we market a podcast, which I just think it's a different conversation, because it's like it has to grow organically, I feel like.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling myself. I'm like, no, there are people who have started podcasts, and, like, that's it. They started a podcast and they built a following.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Okay. I don't know what time we're at. Hold on, let me check. I don't know how long we've been doing this. Keep the people entertained.
Hey guys.
Do a bit.
Oh my gosh, dang. You know what ends up happening is like when people are like, be funny on the spot. I never can like do it. I'm like, I'm sorry guys. I let you guys down. I'm so sorry.
15, almost 16 minutes.
Okay.
16 minutes.
That's not too shabby.
Yeah, okay, little intro. Alright, yeah, so today our topic, Jazz brought us this topic. She wants to talk about sex workers.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Okay, so honestly, I was like pitching this idea to Maya because I really want to understand the psychology of like sex workers.
But what set you on this idea? What was the spark?
I think her name is Denise Richards.
Denise Richards? This name sounds familiar.
She's like I'm saying old Hollywood. She's not old Hollywood. She's
like
an
actress, right?
Yeah, she's an actress. I think she used to be married to Charlie Sheen. She has a daughter that is in the OnlyFans
Okay, yes.
community, right? So I was like, I wonder psychologically, because this woman has money, the daughter of Denise Richards.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what psychologically took place for her to say like, okay, I want to do OnlyFans when my parents have money? So then I was like, okay, I wonder how it works for somebody that doesn't have money. I just ended up falling down this rabbit hole on TikTok where this lady was talking about the consequences of doing sex work. She's like, you have to realize what comes with it because yeah, you enjoy the money right now. And Ruby Rose, like I was watching an interview that she did with Bobby Antonoff. Is that how you say her last name?
I don't know who that is.
So they were talking about basically how it's fun in the beginning because you're making a fuck ton of money.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes when I hear the numbers, they're disgustingly like
disgusting
high. Yeah, they're like, I've heard like one lady say she makes like 40 million in like a month, just because.
A month?
Yeah, because you know, like
from who?
You know, like Kat from Euphoria, how like there's men that will pay to be in chat rooms with these ladies.
Okay.
They make bank
the internet,
on there.
duh.
Yeah. So they talk about how like
Forgot about that.
How it's fun in the beginning because you're making a lot of money and you feel psychologically like hot because you're getting this validation through like your image in a way. But then you don't realize like it really does affect your prospects that want to court you seriously.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I would want to interview the sex workers, but I also would want to talk to like their partners that are in relationship with them, because it's like, how do you separate that from cheating, you know?
Well, to be honest, probably a lot of them aren't in relationships.
Yeah.
Or if they are, they're lying about what they do, is what I would think.
You think? Well, okay, so some of them have said, like, no, he understands what I do, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I wonder, like, what mental hurdles somebody has to jump through in order to be like, you know, like, I don't see that as cheating. Like,
I don't think it's that big of a mental hurdle because it's their job.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, their job is having sex with people for money or doing sexual activities with people for money.
Right.
But that's their job.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, that's work. Like, they're not connecting with any of those people on an emotional level.
So, like, if Josh gave herself physically to somebody else, like, it wouldn't bother you if it was, like, her job?
I think, like, within our relationship...
Yeah.
I wouldn't want her to do that because it would make me feel sad that, like, we were in that position financially.
Yeah. No, but, like, say you guys were in a good position and she just was like, I want to sexually liberate myself. Because that's basically the rhetoric that this girl is giving. Like, she wants to have that power in her sexuality.
Daughter? Denise Richards' daughter?
Yeah.
That is strange. I think that's something different. I think what you're talking about is honestly two different things.
Yeah.
I think the whatever is happening with the daughter is different than what's happening with the women on the street.
Yeah, that's true.
That's really two different things.
Right.
The women on the street are there because they essentially have no other choice. She's making that choice. She
Right.
has another choice. So for her to do that is strange.
Yeah.
But me, like Harry Hines, those women, to me, that's not strange. It's sad, it's unfortunate that our society, I mean, it's not new, it's an ancient thing, unfortunately. It's been happening for centuries, but it's just a sad part of humanity, right? In that way. But yeah, for her to do it, she needs to see a therapist.
Yeah, because, okay, even with the women that are on Harry Hines,
I feel like she's trying to prove a point.
Yeah,
some kind of weird, some kind of strange point. She's trying to just
prove it.
It's just like rich kid rebellion, and this is her form of rebellion.
Yeah,
to me, I would think.
I wonder sometimes, like, with the prostitutes that are on Harry Hines, because I'm not saying I judge it, because I understand, like, it's hard out here, bitch. But my thing is, like, I wonder how they get manipulated into having a middleman. Like, I wonder, why do you have to have a pimp? Like, why do you have to have somebody getting them?
I think, yeah, the vulnerability is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You're vulnerable. You're being taken advantage of. You're scared. It's illegal. You know, you're going to listen to whoever's telling you what to do, right?
Yeah. I wonder if they have to, like, be gotten, like, very early on, like, when they're young, like,
I would think
like
so.
16 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then, like, groomed into that lifestyle, or, like, how it happens.
Right. And I'm sure there's a wide variation of that.
Yeah, that's what my
there's a
question
channel on YouTube. I think it's called The White Underbelly. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh wait, yeah, I think
he interviews people. Have come at him, that guy who makes those videos, because like they're kind of upset with him. They say that he is like exploiting these people's trauma, basically. But
I think it's good, though. I mean, not to exploit somebody's trauma, but to have an understanding.
That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe because I'm coming from a journalist standpoint.
Yeah.
But those people signed up to do those interviews. They chose to tell that story.
Right.
Like, he approached them. I don't think people are thinking about, like, the behind the scenes of it.
Right.
He approached them, said, hey, do you want to do this interview? They said yes or no. It's going to be posted on my YouTube channel. I have this many million followers. Like,
right.
Yes
I think
or no.
that's different than like like the story of like Jim Carrey like speaking out against people that film homeless people.
That's completely different.
That's exploiting.
No one consented to that. But on his YouTube channel, hello, you're consenting to it. You're consenting to go on a YouTube channel.
Right.
So, but yeah, I don't know if you. So have you seen like those videos?
No, but I've heard about it's a podcast?
No, it's a YouTube channel, and
Okay.
he does post clips on TikTok, or I don't know if it's him or some kind of like fan account or whatever, but
yeah,
it's a YouTube channel, and he interviews all kinds of people, ex-drug addicts, ex-prostitutes, whatever. Cool. And so, so you should watch some interviews on there.
I would, I feel like that'd be interesting to see, like, the mind work of some people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he does have a few people that he follows. Okay, I think where the controversy comes from is, I'm thinking of one person. Okay, do you know, they go by the name Cosmo. It's a sound on TikTok. My father, we lived in the Bronx. We were of Jehovah's Witness. We moved to LA.
Yeah.
Okay, that person. So they went on Soft White Underbelly, and they did an interview alongside another person who has been on that channel for a long time. Oh crap, I can't remember the name now. It's a woman's name, but it's like, I'm assuming this person is trans because Rebecca.
Yeah.
Her name is Rebecca.
Yes.
But physically you can tell they were born a man. Okay, that's what that's what I'm saying. I don't know their status, but they go by Rebecca. They dress feminine. Rebecca is a drug addict, and Rebecca interviewed multiple times on that channel.
Yeah.
And I think because this person, this man, I can't remember his name, like, follows drug addicts in their progression, the audience is kind of like, it's kind of draws the line between, like, you know this person, you can get this person help, you see they're getting worse,
Right.
you're still videoing them, you know?
I think that at the end of the day, it really is about free will. Because, like, yeah, he can step in and be like, hey, I'm kind of concerned, Rebecca. But at the end of the day, like, that's the thing that sucks about seeing somebody that you love be sick, is that you can't check those people in. Like, they have to be willing to do the work. As much as you want to pull a loved one out of, like, whatever darkness that they're in, all you can really do is be there as a support animal. Because they have to be able to do that mental work for themselves.
Yeah, and I just think it's hard to see addiction in real time.
Yeah.
Right? And on a platform in that way.
Oh, is it like explicit in that way?
Well, it's like interviews where you see Rebecca, like, they're basically like fully functioning.
Yeah.
And then as the addiction gets worse, you can see the addiction take over.
Yeah. I think that he's looking at
and
it
so
more like...
In that interview, when Rebecca is sitting next to Cosmo, you can tell she's, like, deep.
Oh, in it.
In it. Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
I think it's more... it's like when I watch the Discovery Channel and I'm like, help them! Stop looking at those animals be slaughtered to death. But it's like, okay, they have to... They're documenting it for what... Like, as a scientist, right? I'm sure he's documenting it, looking at it from an observational point of view, not to say, like, hey, like... Because he's not a therapist. It's not like it's his job to, like...
Yeah, I don't know what his background is.
Take on the responsibility of the people that he interviews.
Yeah.
He's interviewing them, and yeah, he can step in and say, like, hey, does this person have family? But at the end of the day, like, his job is a journalist. That's what he's doing. He's reporting and documenting.
Yeah, basically.
It sucks, but, like, yeah, in a way, everything is kind of nuanced, because it's like, okay, you would hope that somebody had, like, loved ones to take care of them and to look out for them, but then some people don't.
That's not the reality for everyone.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good segue into, like, our next little topic or whatever. How you brought up homelessness, and share with us what you saw. This is in Dallas, right?
Oh my gosh, y'all, it's so ghetto out here. Because originally when they came out with this law that basically said that they were going to start fining the homeless, right? Which, in my mind, I was like, okay, that's exactly... If you find them, that's exactly what they want you to do. Like, if you take them to jail, they need a place to stay. They need food. Like, yeah. I can remember working at the hospital where people...
And the prison needs prisoners.
Yeah, so, like...
Workers. Slave workers.
But it's so crazy how, like... They'll need that, and we have the means to make it happen. Like, there could be, like... Not saying like a penitentiary for homeless people, but there could be homeless restoration shelters or something like that. Like, we have the means.
Homelessness doesn't have to exist.
No, it doesn't. But honestly, okay, I did
Elon Musk alone could end homelessness right now if he wanted to.
Yeah, but I did see something where it was like, sometimes people choose to be homeless because they don't like the problems that come with life.
And that is fine. I'm not mad at them. You know what I am mad at? I'm mad at a system that withholds our fucking resources.
Yeah.
I'm mad at a system that says, we're going to make housing for profit. We're going to say, fuck you, and raise rent 4 times your income. You're never going to be able to own a house, okay? Because we fucking hate you. We're going to make you pay for food and water and healthcare and everything else.
Right.
That's what I'm mad at. If we had a system that said, you know what, you can have this, here's housing, you know, if you need housing. If you want to go live in the woods, go live in the woods. If you want to live on the street, live on the street.
Right.
But at least housing is there as an option.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm mad that there's not even an option.
I hate
if you want to live in a tunnel, live in a tunnel. I don't care.
Yeah, I hate how there's not really like what's the period after prison where like you rebuild your life, like you integrate back into. So I feel like
I don't know, integration into society.
I feel like there's not. I feel like there's not a really good way for homeless people to reintegrate.
Okay.
Because when I was working at the hospital, homeless people would come there all the time saying like they were sick with something.
I think honestly, like with sex workers, there's a lot of levels to that.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how long you were homeless, your mental state.
Yeah.
And what kind of relationships you have.
Right.
What kind of support system you have or don't have.
Right.
I think those are big factors. But
That's
yeah, okay,
true.
continue.
Yeah, so I worked at this hospital that was privately owned, so they could kick people out. Like they had security that could yes. So I can remember nights where it was like 30 something degrees, like it's 36 degrees outside. And they're like, as long as it's not 32, we can put them out.
32?
Yeah, because that's like considered freezing. So if it was like...
Yeah, because 36 is so much better.
I know it sucks. But people really don't have the heart for the homeless. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's like...
It really is. Somehow people truly get bamboozled into that mindset of... homeless people are drug addicts. Homeless people want to be homeless.
Yeah.
Which is like, you know what? Stay out of their fucking business.
Yeah. That's really the attitude I feel like a lot of people have, is that they chose this. And I'm like, some people just have like...
Or it's like...
emergencies. Like, life happens.
They made bad choices. They put themselves there. Which, okay, maybe. But do they not deserve grace?
Yeah.
Like, what?
So, I can remember there was this couple that was like, we won't be able to stay at the Salvation Army because we don't have our IDs, because I guess they have to be able to ID the people that's coming in and out of these shelters.
So much bullshit with this ID. They love to say you need an ID because one of the news journalism guys I bring up a lot, Channel 5 News, Andrew Callahan, he did a video or two on the Las Vegas tunnels, because in Las Vegas, where almost everything is legal, do you know what's illegal?
Brothel. No, brothel's illegal.
What's illegal in Las Vegas? We've been talking about it.
Prostitution?
Homelessness.
What the fuck?
Homelessness is illegal in Las Vegas.
That's so funny.
All the homeless people live in the tunnels.
That's so sad.
So he goes and interviews the people who live in the tunnels. And it's a little bit of a speculation of, like, kind of, it toes the line of, like, this is the thing that's holding me back, as in, like, I'm kind of scared to no longer be homeless or no longer be a drug addict. And also a real hurdle, which is they need an ID.
Yeah.
They need an ID for everything.
Because you have to, in order to get a job, in order to have a WT...
To live in some kind of center or whatever.
You have to have something that has, like, an address. You have to have an ID. It's so crazy. You have to have everything that we have to have a job. And then it's like, okay, what if I'm homeless and I lose all of that? And so, yeah.
What if all my personal belongings burn in a fire?
Yeah. It's not fair.
Including all my cash, everything I own, all my assets, my wealth. It burned in a fire. What now?
That's what I'm saying. There's not anything. It's just people being entitled, people being like, no, it's their fault. But it's like, okay, isn't it our job to make sure there's resources available to people if they want to come back to society?
You would think so.
Yeah.
You would think so.
Yeah, I said
Isn't that what the government is supposed to be doing?
I said that to say because I was talking to Maya a second ago, and I had kept seeing this because I wanted to talk about it on the podcast. I was wondering how they were going to find these people, because it's not like they have money to pay you. And then if you send them to jail, good for them. Like, they have a home and they have food.
3 square meals a day.
But I was like, how are they going to enforce this in the city of Dallas? And y'all, they have fenced off the bridges. Like, under the bridges, like, that's where, like, the homeless people chill at in their tents and stuff. And I saw, like, these fences around. And I was like, what the fuck? I really do hope there's a special place in hell for all these people that just are so evil. Like, they can't even get shelter from the elements. Like, really?
Yeah, okay, so I don't have a lot of reasons to go into downtown Dallas, but I feel like every time I do go into downtown Dallas, my heart breaks because I feel like it just gets worse and worse each time I go. Because whenever I was, well, okay, I age in the summer. My birthday's in the summer, so I was 19, 20.
Yeah.
What year was that? 2019? 2019.
Yeah.
Okay. In 2019, during the summer, I worked at a like a summer camp, program for like school age kids. I was like a camp counselor or whatever.
Yeah.
But the place that I worked at was a nonprofit that served homeless families. So it was right in the heart of like downtown Dallas.
Yeah.
And in that area, there's a lot of homeless shelters, or
Right.
there were. A lot of them are closed down now. And so many people are just sleeping outside on the sidewalk.
That's so sad. You think? Okay.
Right there.
I'm sure.
Next to the city council building.
I'm sure because of everything that Trump is shutting down, the federal funding for these developments is gone away, right?
These closures have happened well, okay, I don't know about his first presidency, but he just got into office. Like, this is not because of him. I mean, this is because of Texas. I mean, really, if we're going to be honest. Like,
let's go, Big Tex.
Like, if we're going to be honest, I mean, it's Texas, it's state, it's the federal government. Nobody cares about homeless people.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about homeless people because it's the American mindset of pull yourself up by your bootstraps. If you haven't done it for yourself, you failed personally, and we don't need to give you a handout because that's called socialism.
And you know what's so weird and crazy that I think about is that for some reason, like, when you're needy or like when you need help, like, people don't want to offer you their help. And the homeless need our help. But then it's like you think of super rich and wealthy people that have, like, you get to eat here for free. We're sending you free merchandise. We're sending you money to do this.
Yeah,
why they don't need it.
Exactly. Yeah, I've heard that point brought up too. Rich people do not need free shit, but we love giving rich people free stuff.
Yeah.
That makes zero sense. Also, I just want to say, I thought this was a Christian nation.
Yeah.
I thought y'all were Christian. I thought y'all got down with Jesus.
Yeah. You think Jesus would have his brother on the street?
Do you really think that God is shining down on you right now when you're closing the border?
Well, let me tell you like this.
When you're starving the children.
Ooh.
Do you think the Lord Almighty isn't going to smite you where you stand?
Ooh. Okay, girl. I felt like we were in The Help.
The Help?
I felt like we had those deep Southern accents.
You know what? Okay. Oh, wait. Did I tell you? Did I finish what I was actually going to say about what your sister said on the phone about me being an actress? No. She said, I told Jocelyn, she was like, because Jocelyn said that I'm going to play a bully.
No!
Y'all are so funny. I don't know why you think I'm nice. But, because she was like, because then your sister was like, you're mean? And I said,
no, I think that Maya and my sister are like one and the same. It's not that, I think you just have to be able to like read people very well, because I don't think that you and my sister are being mean. I think you guys just have boundaries. I think that you guys are just expressing how you feel.
Yeah.
people that are sensitive, which, yeah, sometimes I can be sensitive, but people that have a sensitive way of being talked to are not familiar with this brand of woman, and it's okay. They're not bullies. I feel like if Maya saw a dog on the street, if my sister saw a dog on the street, they would both help the dog. They would, the same way you feel about homeless people, that's the way my sister feels about homeless people.
Yeah, I'm not a monster. I just have an attitude.
Yeah, so does she. Like, you guys have hearts, but you guys are not to be fucked with. That's all it is. Well, so I don't think you would be a
Jocelyn
bully.
said that because, do you know the White Lotus?
I've seen little clips, yeah.
Okay, so the Southern mom on there, the Buddhism, Piper... have you heard those sounds or
no
anything?
the scene I seen was like them saying like, are you a Trumpy, like, or like basically
the three ladies when they're at dinner,
and the mannerisms
that
were
scene
like
is
so spot
good.
on.
Okay, because the girl with the short blonde hair that they were asking, her character lives in Austin, Texas.
Damn.
And she goes to church.
So yeah, of course.
She's like, yes, some of my friends are Republican.
They're like, but are you?
She's like, I think she said, yeah. Okay, but the mom on there, it's like an elite family, Southern family from, I think, North Carolina is what it is.
Of course.
And she has, like, that accent, and she's like, the clip is her, or it's whenever she's on some talk show, and she's like, Buddhism, Piper, doing her accent or whatever.
Yeah.
It's because I'm obsessed with her character. I love her character, and she's kind of a bully,
Oh, so is that the person that you resonated with? Like, you know how some people are like, I resonate with this person?
I just love her. Yeah, I just love, like, that's what I think we were watching it, and I said, I want to play, like, a character like that, because I just love how she got to be, like, so snooty and uppity, and because there's a scene where she's like, I am your mother, don't judge me.
Yeah.
It's just so good. Like, I don't know, just something about the energy, like, I don't know, it's like kind of like campy kind of drag, in a way. It's just like this larger than life kind of like campy, funny character. Yeah, a personality.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I like witty comebacks. Like, have you seen the 10 Things I Hate About You?
Yeah.
Okay, I love Kat.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's hot. That's my version of a hot woman.
Right.
But I feel like, yeah, that's somebody that I would, like, want to play, but unfortunately, like, I'm born to be, like, the bubbly, like, Bubbles or some shit.
You're
like
the
that.
Bubbly best friend, the positive best friend.
Guys, we can do this.
No, because unfortunately, okay, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Because I think I was, so maybe it was, like, something on Drew's podcast or whatever, they were talking about how Drew, right now, she's kind of, like, toying with the idea, or she's trying to get into acting, right? Yeah. She's trying to get into acting, and she talks about her auditions where a lot of the times, in Hollywood, they try to typecast everyone. They want to typecast you.
Right.
And so basically she was saying how, like, she was talking to other people, and it's kind of like, you figure out that if you're not getting cast, you have to create it yourself. Yeah. And that's kind of, they were talking about, like Tyler Perry. He wasn't getting cast, so he just started making his own stuff, right? Yeah. Putting himself in the center. And it's like basically Drew's whole thing is because she's not the typical straight, blonde, skinny, small, white woman, Right. She's a big brown woman. Yeah. And there are, certain roles. And I think that, because I'm thinking of, like, other female comedians. I can't think of her name. But basically, yeah, kind of like, you really have to make your own stuff, or you have to know people. Yeah, because the thing, I feel like if I were to go into, like, that route of I would want to do, like, things that were musically, like, even if I couldn't, like, sing, I would want to do more in the lane of, like, Johnny Depp. What do you mean? Like, I would want my resume, my body of work to look like Johnny Depp. Like, to just be, like, these cool, playful characters that got to just... Okay, I guess I see what you mean. Johnny Depp is I guess what you would call a character actor. He does gets into character. That's actually really funny that you say Johnny Depp, because why was I just thinking about him as Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes.
Like, yeah, like, I guess as an actor, like, think about the mindset that he had to go into to play that character.
But I think that naturally, like, in a very theatric way, like, that's who I am innately. Like, I feel like I would do good in roles like that, where I'm just, like, a character. And yeah, like, I could be in a drama or some shit like that, but, like, life is already serious enough. Like, I don't want to worry about that.
Yeah, because earlier whenever Kiki asked me what kind of stuff I would want to be in, I was like, at first, I kind of think comedy, because I like comedy stuff. That's fun.
Yeah.
I could be in maybe some drama type stuff. I think I could be dramatic, but then that's whenever I said, yeah, I would play the bully. Like, yeah, I want to, I don't know, I really love The White Lotus.
Yeah.
I really, really love The White Lotus. Like, a good project like that, you know? Or like The Righteous Gemstones. I mean, that's like a funny comedy,
right.
But it's really, I mean, it's on HBO, and it's like a bunch of like really good comedic actors.
Okay, so I saw this thing with Will Smith, and he was like, there's a difference between being a movie star and being an actor, because actors do like sitcoms, they do like
not just
TV
movies.
shows, yeah. But movie stars, when you think of movie star, you think of like
Tom Cruise,
yeah, Denzel Washington, Meryl Streep. Like, those are our movie stars.
Yeah.
Is that what you want to? You want to be a movie star, or you want to be?
No, I don't want to be a movie star. I want to be an actor.
Oh, okay.
I'm a theater kid, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to right now? Are you kidding me?
Honestly, okay. When I was
OG Wicked all the way.
Yeah. Honestly, okay. When I was younger, okay, and even now, like, I still love Angelina Jolie so much. I always thought it would be fun to do like an action movie, just because I'm like, that bitch is badass.
Yeah, you know what? I think it would be fun to do something like a physical project. Okay, because everyone has a podcast apparently.
Not as good as ours.
Well, it's Kiki Palmer. So.
Oh yeah, that
maybe.
bitch is funny.
No, I just discovered her podcast, and because she had her most recent episode was with Trixie. Of course, so I had to watch.
I love that bitch. She's so
had
funny.
to watch, and Kiki did something. That's funny that your sister is called Kiki. She like made a face, did a little character, and I was like, oh my god, Jazz really is the next Kiki. Like, y'all just like remind me of each other so much.
Yeah.
The energy.
She's a Cancer rising.
But okay, so really, she was talking about, and Raven Simone too. I listened to an episode of hers because she had bought the drag queen on. Anywhere the drag queens to go, I'm there. So, because I didn't know Raven Simone had a podcast. It's with her wife. She does it with her wife.
I've seen both.
I didn't even know Raven Simone was married to a woman, a white woman. But, anyways, both of them kind of. Kiki was talking about whenever, like, after being in a role, like, she feels the emotional toll that it takes on her.
Yeah.
Because as a human, she said, like, my emotions don't know that I'm pretending, right? Like, your body, everything feels it, even though it's, like, for a role.
Right.
You still did it. You still made those tears happen. You still had to be sad. Like, you know, you had to show sadness or show happiness or whatever it is. So, I don't know. I think about that, but I just think it would be so fun to get to, like,
play a bully.
Be a character.
Yeah.
Be a character, like, commit to a role, you know?
Yeah.
Like, whenever I'm doing my little Charlie thing, you know, like,
yeah.
Or like, whatever, like, yeah. I like to perform. I really do.
Yeah. It's something joyful about not just being like somebody that lights up a room, but just like making people laugh, where people are like, what the fuck, like, I have such a good time around this person's a vibe, like,
right.
I enjoy seeing this person, and then you get the same interaction. Like, when I'm with you, like, I have fun, like, we're laughing.
Right.
It'd be different if you were like a Debbie Downer, and we just like couldn't laugh about everything.
I don't think we would be friends then, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, no. I can't stay friends with, well, okay, I come into contact with a lot of negative people, but I just kind of learned to like reserve my energy, because I saw this thing that said that there really is a war on happy people, and I know what that feels like.
Yeah, some people were talking about how Quinta, what's her last name? The lady, the lady who made Abbott Elementary.
Yeah.
She was saying how like we're living through a time where people just need to be silly. Like, we just need to make silly art, silly media. You know, like we need to laugh, because we're living through a hard time. Like, life is serious enough, like how you said. Yeah.
Yeah. I think too, like, personalities that are like that, I'm like, damn, do you find joy in anything? Like, what is it that makes you happy? Because even, okay, I know men are like, women nag, blah, 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 blah. But I have come across some nagging ass women where I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up. Life is gonna be okay. And so it's like you almost not turn off, but you just learn to like self-preserve in a way when you are super happy and stuff like that, because people really will try to dim your light in a way.
Oh, okay, but with Raven, her point was kind of more related to you, because she was talking about her music, the music that she makes. How she was like, I make this music that nobody listens to.
Oh, yeah. Let's go, right.
But she was saying how, like, for her, basically, she's making art for the sake of making art.
Yeah.
And she was saying how, like, talking about, like, the vibrational.
You feel good creating.
Yeah, like, she doesn't want to be a sellout, basically. She doesn't want to create, like, low vibrational music, is what she was calling it, you know?
Yeah.
And she was saying how, like, the industry, you know, or whatever, doesn't promote the high vibrational stuff.
Yeah, that's what I think. I don't want to be like, I want to be myself for sure, and I feel like,
I don't know. Okay, I'm sorry. I just thought of something interesting.
Yeah.
She said that, but okay, what is technically, I guess, the definition of high vibrational music? Is it the lyrics? Is it the music itself?
Yeah. I think, because I have a happy girl playlist that literally takes me out of sadness.
Because I'm thinking about, like, music made by white women.
Yes.
I
literally,
feel like
yes.
White women
get to make happy music.
Yes.
Because, okay.
I'm glad I'm not just, like, making this up.
You're not tripping, because I literally am always like, why do we have to promote this image of like hypersexuality and like, where my nigga at, he fucked on me, yeah, and then he fucked on somebody else,
or like big booty hoe.
Yeah, shake that ass, shake it fast, for that cash, get it back.
But then Bob was like, you know what, but I do like some ass shaking music.
And me too, Bob, me too. I think that white women are allowed to be these playful entities and be in their innocence and be happy and to celebrate life in a different way. The music that I think of when I think of a black woman creating happy, high vibrational music, I think Donna Summer and I think Whitney Houston, and I think that they were two of the biggest people to ever do it. And white men came in and said, oh, if we let them continue to dominate the pop space, we're going to have an issue. So from here on out, black women, it doesn't matter if the music that you make is happy or not. You're going to be put into the R&B category. You're going to make music to these low vibrational beats, which keeps people in a funk, which keeps people sad. And that's how we're going to promote music to your people.
So where do you think Beyonce falls?
I think that,
because I don't think that her music is low vibrational.
No, it's not low vibrational, but it has trap beats on it. So like a lot of times she really is, it's when we talk about like frequency music, like different beats sit differently within your body.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you think about, if you take Beyonce's voice off the track and we're just listening to like the music itself, it is like heavier. Just like emotions will have you sit in your body heavier, so does music.
Yeah.
And so when I look at my Happy Girl playlist, it's Pocket Full of Sunshine,
Yeah.
it's Perfect Day by Hoku, it's Unwritten, it's Miracles Happen, Princess Diaries. It's things that make you feel light. And I don't know what it is, but like watching 2000s movies with like white people in it makes me feel like enlightened. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, like
Enlightened.
because you know, like their character is like they're trying to find their way, they're lost, and then they like get this magical opportunity, and the girl gets her spark and she spins around in a circle. She finds this magical dress so she can pull this hot ass man, overcomes everything, gets their dream life. Yes, aspirational. Black women, it's like you're the hoe, or like you're the side chick, you're the baby mama, you're like, it's like the way media is set up.
Or you're just like down and out and you're trying to get your life together.
Yes, I'm like, I don't want to be a sidekick to anybody. It's like the storyline for Black women is always set up to pander to a Black audience as like a struggle story, or you can be in the white story, but you're not going to be the main character. You're going to be somebody that supports the main character.
Yeah, you're the best friend.
I don't want to. I mean, yeah, I have like best friends that I support in real life, but I'm the character of my own story, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm going to make a movie,
it's going to be about me.
I need to be on the cover, front and center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what Black women are allowed to produce is different than what white women produce. Like when I think light music from a white woman, I think Ariana Grande, like sweetener music. I'm like, ah. I love that bitch.
Yeah. All right.
What happened?
I don't know.
I was like, we have to keep the podcast
I
going.
feel like
Maya's ready to go to bed.
What else do I have on the brain? That's what I'm saying. Like during the week, I'm like, oh, I can talk about this. I can talk about this. I can talk about this. And
we
then,
need to start making voice notes or like
and
little notes.
I sit down and I'm like, I forget everything I've ever done in my whole life. But okay, but at the same time, I feel like I could say a lot right now about just different stuff. But what do we want to say for this episode? I mean, we're already 58 minutes.
Oh, that's good. We really are some yapping assholes.
No, we really are. That's what I'm saying.
When we said certified yappers, I was like, okay, like we're girls. Everybody yaps. But when I think about it, our conversations are always like, So, I mean, I think it's good. We could be like the girls that are always like, yeah. Like, sometimes I'll watch podcasts of like people that have their cue cards ready. And yeah, like, cute. You guys are prepared and you guys have a plan to execute.
Right. No, you know what I've been thinking about recently? I'm like, should we have, like, because sometimes podcasts have, like, a little, like, segments that they do, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, should we have a segment? And then I'm like, nah, that's too much work. That's too much of a plan.
Yeah, honestly.
I like the free flow. I like the creativeness. I don't know. I feel like we should be more structured.
No.
But then
I like that this feels unique to us.
Doing what I want to do.
Yes.
Gosh darn it.
I think that this is unique to us. And it's like, okay, it's more real that way because people are like, okay, they're not fake ass bitches that structure each week to be like, to meet a standard. Like, we're girls in our mid-20s talking about life.
We have day jobs. I edit this. Should I say that on the internet?
Yeah,
I edit this podcast on the clock.
As she should, because fuck that job. Oh, you know what I was saying the other day? Because I feel like you should get whatever you can out of your job because they literally file you on their taxes. I was talking about like the pandemic, and we were talking about how like the men at our job, like we have a water station. And so instead of them going to Walmart, they just take like 10 bottles of water out of the water station and take it home instead of going grocery shopping. And it's like, that's how we got those baby bottles in the first place. But I was like, but you know what? Yeah, why not? Because you are working for this job that files you on their taxes. And then I was like, you know what?
That's why I got these headphones.
Talking to one of the drivers, I was like, you know what? Like during the pandemic when people couldn't get toilet paper,
No,
I was like,
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
I was like, y'all, as long as you have a job, you got toilet paper. You take it from that job.
No, because whenever I first started at this job, tell me why. I was using some of my own. Okay, I was using my own Adobe, but I was a student at the time, so I was like paying the student price, you know.
Yeah.
But I was using my own Adobe and my own hard drive, my own SD card, like. And then I was like, wait a minute.
There's office supplies.
Wait
here.
a minute. No, there's no damn office supplies.
Oh, they don't have office supplies there?
Girl, I had to say, can I go to Best Buy and buy some stuff and y'all reimburse me? That's what I had to do, girl.
That is so ghetto, Maya.
I know.
That's
why do you
ghetto.
think I want to get the F out of this stupid job? It's ghetto as hell.
No, literally anytime I ever need anything, we have this big ass supply
I will not
closet.
be disclosing where I work.
Me neither. But literally anytime I need like stuff, I'm just like, oh, sticky pads, stuff. Like there's a whole closet, a whole like.
There's no supply closet.
It's like a Home Depot inside my little supply closet. Like I love office supplies, and it's like kind of being like in a mini heaven.
Like we don't even have plastic utensils in the kitchen.
Wow,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like. It's ridiculous. We barely get water delivered to the office. That was a battle.
That's ghetto. Because it's not like, I feel like they're just being lazy. Like, I feel like as a business.
They're being cheap.
Yeah, but you can get that as a reimbursement. Like, that is business 101. You can get that back as like an office supplies.
Do you want to call my boss?
Mm-mm.
Do you...
They don't want to do the mental work that it takes to run a business. That's what it sounds like.
Girl, I don't know what they got going on.
She said, leave me out of it.
I don't know. All I know is I'm trying to leave, and after I leave, well, even now, it's not my problem. It's not my problem.
Yeah.
Never been my problem. It's not gonna be my problem.
Amen.
No, I really have to tell myself that.
Yeah, I like that my job has very good structure, but the only thing that sucks is that because I'm all over the place, like water, like they're like, girl, you have to do the guidelines. You have to be here when we say you have to be here. Like everybody is very organized, very on top of things. They follow up and shit like that, and I'm like, fuck, what do you mean I have to be an adult? So it's fun.
25.
Yeah.
It's rough out here, y'all. It's rough out here, y'all.
Yeah, life has had them hands, but I feel like we've been holding up pretty well. Life is good when you have friends. I'll say that. Yeah, like definitely my relationships are something that I value very much and that keep me going, like my friendships. Yeah, I have to remind myself, like, bitch, it's a luxury you have friends, because you could be, sometimes I'll see people on TikTok that would be like, I wish I had friends, and I'm like, go out and make some, but then I forget, like, college gave me my friends.
No, really, because, I mean, if I'm being real,
yeah,
I really haven't made any new friends.
Yeah, that's true. Me too.
You know? I don't have any friends that I've made in the past 3 years.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm not open enough. Like when you're that young, and we were in a organization together, we were like, okay, we're gonna make this work. Like, and maybe because of the mentor that we had, that was like, okay, guys, like,
yeah.
I want you guys to get something out of this, because I loved my college clan.
Right.
And so I think because he was so sentimental in that way, it made us, like, form these close-ass relationships.
Yeah.
I sometimes wonder, like, what would happen had that not taken place.
I think that Yeah, I think that we were awarded the opportunity to be emotional with each other.
Yeah.
I think it would have happened on its own because we did hang out outside of, our meetings or whatever. You know, we hung out in real life, like in our spare time, too.
Yeah, and it kind of was like how we talk about reality TV being a social experiment. Like, we really were together a lot throughout the summer. It was like a trauma bond.
Yeah, in the summer.
Because, like, it's like you
didn't have anyone else.
Yeah, you really didn't have anybody to cry to. I was up at like 5 every day to do my makeup and shit.
Jazz. The commitment. I could never be that committed.
No, girl, we were going.
I would rather look a hot mess than get up at 5 a.m. to.
But, okay, so we would be up. We would have to be downstairs by like 7 in the morning, and then our nights would end at like midnight because we would have like a group breakdown. But mind you, we're from Texas, so it's like it's like being trapped in an oven with no like movement of air throughout the summer, walking around escorting all these like new incoming freshmen, answering all these questions. You're hot, you're agitated, you're hungry.
Yeah, like non-stop sweating.
Yeah, and you're walking all day. I lost so much baby fat. So I came from high school being like chubby.
Thinking about that right now, I don't know how I did that.
Literally,
but I was in better shape. I was in better shape then because in high school I was very active.
Yeah.
And I wasn't that far out of high school, and I feel like I kind of did okay to stay sort of active, my first year in college. Yeah. Since then, after that, dude, COVID, I feel like COVID just ruined me.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything.
But I think about us climbing those tall ass steps every morning, because that was how our morning started.
A mountain of steps.
Yeah, a mountain of steps. Then we had to walk like everybody.
Oh, to the other side of campus.
Yes. And so, like, I remember this was like when I was back heavily into like the little Fitbit, or not my Fitbit, like my Apple Watch, looking down and seeing,
oh my
like,
God,
how many
everyone
miles
wanted
I watched.
to close their freaking rings. I didn't have an Apple Watch, and everybody, I closed my rings.
Yeah. I remember, I think
Nerds.
I was walking easily like 11,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Like, so I had lost a lot of weight throughout that summer. But
I probably walk 800 steps a day now.
But no, like, it's because of that. I feel like we got really close. But honestly, like, with the friend group that I have now, it didn't happen until like after college. Like, I feel like I've always been like a chameleon to talk to everybody, but when I formed these really close relationships with my sister clan, it wasn't until like after I moved out here to Dallas.
Yeah, for sure, is whenever we got close. Yeah, because we got close like I feel like it started whenever we went to Bree's housewarming at her first place in Duncanville. Or where was she?
Her birthday party?
No, it was like her housewarming whenever she lived with her brother and Allie. We had like a little paint night where we painted wine cups. Was that not her housewarming party?
Yeah, so yes, that was like her housewarming party, but I remember us having like New Year's.
Maybe I didn't go to that.
Maybe it was Bree's birthday or some shit like that, because we went out for breakfast afterward.
Oh, okay, yes.
I remember them being there, and like one of my ex-friends was there, and Jen was there.
Yeah.
And so I just remember like how, because I was coming off of like being in a dark cave, and then like I forgot how much I missed like people. And then Maya said, I'm not going to lie, right. I missed you.
Yeah, you're right.
I was like, Maya!
Yeah, because now I remember walking into the hotel room and seeing you, and I'm like, Jazz, I haven't seen Jazz in forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was so excited to like be in their presence.
Yeah.
Because it was like, okay, I'm not going to say like I had been around Debbie Downers, but I had been around some negative Nancy's
you
for a
had.
minute.
You had been around some Debbie Downers. It's okay.
You can say.
They're not going to watch this.
But no, like it was, I felt like my body like lived into like like safetyness in a way, where that feeling that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what the fuck? I actually miss these bitches so much. Like, I'm having so much fun talking to them. And then Maya said that, and I was like, I miss you too, bitch. I was like, yeah, I knew y'all loved me. And so then after that, it was kind of like, okay, we'll see where this, like, I just kept showing up to things. And then they were like, you can come with us.
Yeah, it was New Year's. Yeah, okay, yeah, it was New Year's because we were supposed to go out. I met y'all at the hotel room whenever y'all were getting ready. We went to the pregame at whenever Juan and David lived together.
Yeah.
And Bree was there, and then I saw Bree and I said, I don't want to go out, I'm tired. And literally, this is the only time that I've ever done this.
Yeah.
Bree and I went to dinner. We went to her place, and girl, I fell asleep at like 11:30. I never in my life have slept through New Year's, and that was the one and only time I ever done it.
It must have been a sign. Something was like keeping you safe.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was funny because so that happened on that New Year's, and then that January is whenever I met Jocelyn, and that's usually what she does.
Yeah,
she falls asleep.
Whoa, that's so cute.
I know. So I thought that was like,
I remember Bree being like sick, showing up, but she just wanted to see our faces.
Yeah.
And then she left. But
yeah, and then I went home with her, and then I spent the night with her, and then we met y'all for breakfast.
Yeah, I just remember like that next morning being like perfect. I was like, oh, that's what I needed. Yeah, I needed that restoration.
It
to my soul.
was really nice.
Yeah.
Memories.
Yeah, that's why I'm like really. Anytime I get to go out with my friends, I'm like, damn. Like, I don't think I tell them this all the time, but I really don't think they realize like how grateful I am to have them as my friends, because yeah, I feel like you can get in relationships with people, but my friends really did save my life in a way.
I think for both of us, what it is, for me especially, well, I mean, I've recognized it, like, my friends are my family.
Yeah.
Because, kind of like how we were saying, like, obviously I love my family. And they love me. Are they my friends? No. I'm obligated to see them because I'm related to them.
Yeah, and I saw this thing that Jordan
But my
Peterson
friends
said.
make me feel
seen.
Yes. Heard, loved.
Yes. Cared for, nurtured.
Yes.
It's a different Jordan Peterson says this thing like, God gives us our friends to apologize for our family.
Yeah, you said that before.
And it's so true. Like, not to say like I don't like my family or anything, but your family stops learning you at a certain age. Like, they're just like, oh, I feel like I know everything that I need to know about this person. Like,
I mean, yeah, because like they're the people who created you, essentially.
Yeah.
So, I mean, think about that perspective, right? Like, they really do think that they know you because in some way they made you. They brought you here.
Yeah. But even then, like, you have to be like, okay, at some point, yeah, we've been friends for a very long time.
Yeah.
But I feel like every time I see you guys, I'm always like, what's going on? Like, tell me about your life. Like, what?
Because we are, I don't know. Me, okay, I feel really bad. I'm starting to feel guilty about this because I'm so bad at picking up the phone to call anyone. I do not call anyone, friends, family, anyone.
Yeah.
I do not pick up the phone. I don't know. It's just not in my brain because, like you said, like, when I'm at home, the rest of the world does not exist to me.
Yeah.
I am in my little hermit hole, like
cocoon. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't pick up the phone to call anyone. And really, for me, I like to see people in person. I like to talk to people in person. So, is that Jocelyn's? Or is that your phone?
I hope not.
I think that's your phone.
1 second, guys.
Nothing happened, Buzz. Chill. Who's calling?
It was my mom. I'll call her back.
I knew it. I knew it was going to be your mom.
She always calls me like...
That's so funny that we're talking about
practically.
our family.
Yeah.
She calls.
Yeah.
We're talking about calling our family. And literally what I'm about to say is that, like, I don't call anyone. So I'm starting to feel guilty because, like, people are like, oh yeah, I call my mom, or like whatever. I don't call anyone. I don't call her. I don't call my dad. I don't call my brother. I don't call my friends. Like, I don't talk to y'all on a daily basis. So whenever I see y'all, like, yeah, I am like, tell me everything because I haven't talked to you.
Yeah, I think, okay, I'm similar unless it's like my grandparents. Like, I'm like, my especially my mom's mom, because I'll talk to my mom about this. I'm like, she's by herself. She refuses to like live close to my parents.
Okay.
She wants to live in her own town. She refuses. She does not want to go to a nursing home. Like, older people have this fear of losing their autonomy, I feel like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she cannot drive because she had a stroke.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
How old is she?
she's 74.
So not too old.
No, not too old, but like at some point, if you don't use it all the time, like, you lose it. So I'm like, girl, we need to get her puzzles. And my mom's like, no, she don't need Sudoku. She's not gonna do any of that. I was like, what about reading? And she's like, no, she's not gonna read. So like,
Well, she needs to do something, or she's gonna turn into mush.
Yeah, I tried it. Well, honestly, I was like, you think you would date somebody? And she was like, yeah, I would love a little she was like, I would love a little friend to go on dates with, go to dinner with.
I'm so dead.
And I was like, I know that's right. Like, she wants a dinner date guy. And so I was like, you know what? I was joking with my mom about it, and she was like, no, she's not going. I was like, girl, you might look up and see Rita at El Toro, which is like a Mexican restaurant in Palestine. But I make sure to call her. And like my sister, because we're bonded for life in a way that sisters are, like, we call each other a lot.
Yeah.
And then my mom, like, I'll randomly check in with her, but like phone conversations with the men in my life, they just don't hit. Like, my dad sounds like pre-annoyed a lot of the times when I'm on the phone with him, because I'm like trying to like ask questions and stuff, and so he's like, I don't know. Sometimes he does sound like he wants the conversation, but then most times he just sounds like, dang girl, like, leave me alone so I can do my thing.
Yeah.
And my brother is the same way. He just sounds like, he reminds me a lot of Carlos. Him and Carlos are both Aquariuses. They both have like dry ways of communicating. And so I'll talk to him, and it's almost like he's talking to you back in like a condescending, like, you're dumb.
Oh my god.
way.
Yeah.
And then my other brother, he'll talk on the phone for a little bit, but I feel like we do the same tango.
Right.
So it's kind of
like, it's always kind of like the same conversation.
Yeah, because
Okay, yeah.
because like I feel like sometimes when you're living your life, you're like, damn, like, maybe I should be like trying to encourage other people in their own lives too, the way that I am outwardly in the world. But then it's like, girl, like I said, you only can do so much before they have to like pick up the reins themselves.
Yeah, so I guess conclusion, should I start calling people?
Yeah, I think so, because life is really short. And
yeah.
when you like, you don't expect, sometimes I don't expect the conversation to actually be good, and then it is, and I'm like,
I think that's the thing is, like, I'm so bad at, honestly, I'm just gonna admit it, I'm really bad at being negative and just kind of like having a predetermined outcome of like what the I'm like, I'm not even gonna call because I just know I'm not gonna have a good time, so why even waste my energy? So that's really where I'm at, and I feel like I need to maybe not be so cynical.
Yeah, honestly, whenever I think about going home, I'm like, I'm gonna be ripped apart, I'm gonna be ripped to shreds.
No,
but
seriously, I get real anxiety.
Really?
Yeah, and then it's like not as bad as I thought it was gonna be in my head.
Yeah.
Right? But then there's always that time where you get caught off guard and you're like,
psych, damn it, it was going good, I had to pull the rug out from under you.
Yeah, so you know what, I'll just be anxious. It's okay, it's fine, I need the anxiety.
No, there's like this ongoing joke that I'm like the drunk.
The drunk.
Like, okay, so like my family doesn't drink at all, so like me having 2 glasses of wine is like considered like a raging alcoholic.
I'm the opposite.
Oh,
I'm
you
the
don't
opposite.
drink.
I don't drink. Me and my brother do not drink.
Wow.
And because we grew up watching our parents like get drunk every weekend.
Whoa.
Have a drink every weekend. Get drunk every weekend.
Okay, was that like, how was that like?
Annoying.
Oh, okay. You had to babysit?
I guess maybe it's just like that big sister of like, now I feel responsible for everything and everyone.
Oh, that sucks.
You know?
Yeah. I grew up watching, like, my parents had like those
or I feel lonely and left out.
because
somehow.
you're not drinking?
No.
I'm
No.
saying like
Okay,
whenever.
okay. So I guess to give context, there was my brother made friends with another kid, and then my parents became friends with their parents, and they lived close to us, like within kind of the same, like a few streets over, basically.
Yeah.
So they would hang out with them a lot, and those people also like to drink, like to have a drink, like to party, like to have fun, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was the only girl. They all had boys who were my brother's age.
Right.
And one of the boys had an older brother who was a year younger than me, but that was another boy. I was the only, I was literally left out. So I was not having a good time.
Yeah. So you would just be in your room?
I was not at my house.
Damn.
I was at somebody else's house.
I'm tired of them. I'm out.
Yeah, so my options were to go hang out with boys, or sit with the adults and listen to conversations that I shouldn't have been hearing.
Girl, they were talking crazy in front of you?
They were drunk.
Bro, I would have loved, as a Gemini woman, hell yeah. Put me in that room. I grew up with parents that were like, you don't need to be hearing this. You need to go to your room. Like, you're a child. Stay in a child's place.
There was none of that.
Damn. I would have been like, who we talking shit about?
But I was like timid because on some level I knew that this was maybe
Inappropriate?
wrong, inappropriate.
Yeah.
And so I would get upset, like intuitively I would be upset, right?
Right.
And so yeah, it would agitate me, and I think as I got older and as I moved into a teenager,
right,
that's when I started being able to vocalize it more. And
wait, they were doing this while you were super young.
Girl, we might have to cut this episode or cut this early and continue this conversation.
Oh yeah.
Because
damn.
All right, so that's a wrap.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. And we will see you in the next one. Good night, America.
Yes, thanks for the support, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and ladies.
Mwah.
Bree, we love you. She's our #1 fan.
Thanks for always watching, Bree.
Hey.
Bye.
And Hazel, if you're listening to this, you need this girl. My niece.
Oh, I was like, who is it? I was like,
because yesterday I told Taylor, I said, y'all tune in. I said, Hazel needs to be hearing this.
And if they don't watch all the way, you're gonna be like, did you watch the video? And she's like, yeah. Okay, what was the special shout out that I had?
Yeah. All right.
Mwah.